Hi, I'm Sanjay Caldera. Welcome to another presentation about parent visas to Australia. Now, there is a new parent visa which was introduced in April 2019 for parents of permanent residents or citizens of Australia to come on an extended holiday visa for 3 years or even 5 years. Now, before I speak to you about this visa, I would like to talk about the background for this particular visa. Generally, Australian permanent residents and citizens can sponsor their parents to permanently migrate to Australia, subject to certain criteria and mainly the balance of family test. Now, the balance of family test is all about that 50% or more children should be in Australia as permanent residents and citizens. There are two major pathways for parents to migrate to Australia. One is the parent visa, which currently due to very low quotas could take up to many years. It could be even 30 or 40 years, which obviously is not practical. Then there is what we call a contributory parent visa, which could take up to 4 to 5 years, but you need to pay the government $47,000 in order to process your visa on a priority basis. And that priority also turns to be about 4 to 5 years. Now, this is where the government introduced the Parent 870 visa. What this means is specifically for any parent who has perhaps applied for a migrant visa, which could take a very long time, as I said, or perhaps the contributory parent visa, which could take 3 to 4 years, that this particular visa would allow the parent to come and spend time with their children and their grandchildren for up to 3 or perhaps even up to 5 years. They don't have to return to their country, but should they wish to, it's a multiple travel visa. It is really an extension to the tourist visa or the family sponsored visa that the parents are generally entitled to. But all those visas are for a maximum of 1 year, and once they spend that 1 year, they need to return to their country for 6 months before they return to Australia. This is the reason why this sponsored parent subclass 870 visa has been introduced, where a parent could stay, as I said, up to 3 years or even up to 5 years. Now, what are the requirements? This visa does not have to satisfy the balance of family test. So if you even have one child who is a permanent resident or a citizen in Australia and you have other children living elsewhere, you will be still entitled to this visa. However, this visa is processed in 2 different stages. One, the first stage is that the Department of Immigration will assess whether your child, who is a permanent resident or citizen of Australia, has the criteria to sponsor you, and that criteria is subject to police reports and the income test. Now, this income test is measured to find out whether the family income of your child, who is a permanent resident or citizen of Australia, has a taxable income of approximately $84,000 in Australia during the last year. Should they satisfy that test, then the nomination, the sponsorship nomination is approved, and only then that you could apply for this visa. Now, once the sponsorship nomination is approved, you make an application. You need to be overseas. You will be subject to the general medical test and also to take private medical insurance cover before you travel to Australia. The cost involved would be, should you wish to apply for a 3-year visa, it will be $5,000 at the time of the decision, and if you're applying for 5 years, it will be $10,000. Now, this visa also can be extended to a further 3 years or a further 5 years, and amounting to then a total of 10 years. So this is a very good visa for parents to come and spend time with their children and their grandchildren until such time their permanent resident visa is approved, or perhaps even if they have not applied for a permanent resident visa, to spend a long time with their children. Should you wish to know more about this visa, please feel free to contact us. Thank you.